Hello everyone, Knight here. Have you ever talked to someone thinking this could be the last time you hear their voice? What if the last time was recorded, so the voice is heard forever? For some it can be comforting, or for some it could be haunting. These are 5 chilling last phone calls. Number 5. Jonathan Hoffman was living with his grandparents just northwest of Detroit, Michigan. On May 18, 2012, Hoffman and his grandmother, 75-year-old Sandra Lane, got into a disagreement because Hoffman did not go to his court-ordered drug screening. During the argument, the grandmother claimed she was afraid for her life. She fired her Glock 9mm handgun 5 times at her grandson, striking him in the chest. Hoffman called 911. He told the dispatchers that his grandmother had shot him. His words were faint and slurred.
911, what's your emergency? I've just been shot. What? Who? I've just been shot. Where are you at? Okay, how did you get shot? Who shot you? My grandma shot me. Your grandma and grandpa shot you? My grandma. I'm gonna die. No.
A few minutes into the call, Hoffman became quiet.
Sir? Sir?
His grandmother re-entered his room and shot him again in the abdomen.
I got shot again. Oh, you got shot again? Are they still there? I'm one of them. My stomach is oh, yes. Please help. Oh.
Hoffman reached out to his grandmother to get her to stop. You can hear as the grandmother yells at him to let go. Jonathan had been shot 5 times, 3 times in the chest, once in the abdomen, and once in the left arm. The grandmother claimed self-defense, but the evidence from the phone call was enough to be found guilty of first-degree murder. The grandmother received 20 to 40 years in prison. Number 4. On August 28, 2009, Mark Saylor was driving a 2009 Lexus ES350 from a dealership in California. In the car with Saylor was his wife, the couple's 13-year-old daughter, and his brother-in-law. They were heading to soccer practice when the car started to speed up and the brakes didn't work. They called 911.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Yeah, we're in a Lexus.
I'm sorry, your cell phone's cutting out.
We're going north 125.
Mm-hmm.
And our accelerator stuck.
By this time, the car was going well over 100 miles per hour.
I'm sorry?
Our accelerator's stuck. We're on 125 and we're in Lake.
Okay, northbound 125, where are you passing?
We are passing, where are we passing? We're going 120, Mission Gorge. We're in trouble. We can't, there's no brakes.
You can hear on the 911 call, Saylor told his family to pray as they approached an intersection.
Gorge, end freeway, half mile.
Okay, and you don't have the ability to, turn the vehicle off or anything?
We're approaching an intersection.
The intersection was the end of the freeway. Saylor tried to make a left turn when the freeway ended, but they were going too fast. They had an SUV, then a ditch that threw the car more than 100 feet. The vehicle burst into flames after impact. No one survived.
We're approaching an intersection.
Okay.
We're approaching an intersection. Hold on. Pray.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Oh.
Okay. Hello?
Number 3. Amina, age 17, and Sarah, age 18, are sisters. When they became teenagers, their father, Yasser Abdel, would often spy and videotape the girls without their knowledge. They could not have boyfriends, yet both of them started secretly dating. Their father, Yasser, found out. He waved a gun around, and Amina and Sarah fled their house to their mother's workplace. That night, the 2 sisters' mothers and girlfriends ran away to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they were able to find work in an apartment. On New Year's Eve, Amina, Sarah, and their mother returned to Texas. While in Texas for the holiday, Yasser convinced his daughters to go to lunch with him. He picked them up in a taxi and drove them both to a parking lot where he shot them both. He then walked away from the vehicle. One of the girls had enough strength to get out of the car and call 911. A dispatcher desperately tried to get their address, but the girl on the phone slowly faded. The bodies of the sisters were found in the taxi.
Ma'am, are you still there? All I've got is she's telling me she's dying. I've got a why? Are you still there, ma'am? Ma'am, what is your address? Ma'am.
An hour later, the bodies of the sisters were found in the taxi. Yasser took all the money from his savings account and fled. He is currently uncaptured and on the FBI's most wanted list. If you see him, please contact the police immediately.
But there were two people inside the cab, one in the passenger seat and one in the rear of the vehicle. They don't look like they're alive to me.
Number 2. On the afternoon of September 18, 2014 in Bell, Florida, the 911 dispatcher received a call from a man who identified himself as Don Spirit and gave his address.
Chris County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I just shot my daughter and shot all my grandkids, and I'll be sitting on my step, and when you get here, I'm going to shoot myself.
What is the address that you're at, sir?
2550 Northwest, 25 Terrace.
He said that he had shot his daughters and 6 of his grandchildren. He told dispatch that when the police come, he would have already killed himself.
Every one of them are dead.
You said your name is Don Spirit?
Yep.
All right, Don, what kind of gun do you have?
It doesn't matter what kind of gun I got. They're all dead, and then when you get here, I'll shoot myself, and then you figure out what kind of gun it is.
How long ago this happened, Don?
I don't want to hear it, man. I'm done with every thing. Just bring the mother out here, that's all. You got all the kids are dead in the house.
Okay, how many people? Okay, how many people?
6 kids, 1 adult.
6 kids and 1 adult?
Yeah.
Spirit said that he'd be on the back steps when the police arrived.
What's that?
Can I have you stay on the phone with me?
No, not that. I'm waiting for them to get here. When they get here, I'm going to shoot myself on my back step. All I'm doing is waiting for them.
Then he hung up. When the police arrived, they exchanged a few words with Spirit. Then he shot himself. Inside the home, police found the bodies of Spirit's 28-year-old daughter and her 6 children. Number 1. On August 17, 2010, 20-year-old Amber Takeru arrived in Nisku, Alberta, where she stayed the night at a motel with her son and a friend. The next day, Amber wanted to travel to Edmonton. Her only option was to hitchhike. She was picked up by a man in a pickup truck. While in the truck, Amber called her brother, who was serving time at the Edmonton jail. The phone call was being recorded. During the 17-minute call, Amber sounded nervous and was concerned with the direction that the man was driving.
Where are we by?
We're just heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont.
We're heading north of Beaumont. Yo, where are we going? No, this is a... Are you fucking kidding me? You better not be taking me anywhere I don't want to go. I want to go into the city. Jeez. Yo, we're not going into the city, are we? No, we're not. Yes. Then where the fuck are these roads going to?
50th Street.
50th Street. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yo, where are we going?
50th Street.
50th Street.
50th Street.
The voices become inaudible, and the line went dead.
East, right? Over down. Bravo.
That was the last time that anyone heard from Amber. 2 years after her disappearance, the Canadian police released the recorded call. 4 days after the audio was released, the remains of Takeru's body were found by people on horseback at a farm 17 minutes away from the motel where she had stayed. They have not found Amber's killer. Listen to the voice. If you have ever heard this voice, contact the police immediately.
Heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont. We're going to 50th Street. Absolutely. 50th Street. 50th Street.
If you want to hear more stories like this, please subscribe to my channel.